Hello and welcome to the STB Racing League Season 17 Round 12 Grand Prix for the Tier 2 season. Tonight we head to the home of Motorsport and the home of STB as well. We head to the Silverstone circuit for the British Grand Prix, and I'm excited to be back here. A good race yesterday from Tier 1, and I think we're looking for more of the same as well. We've had some very good races recently as we head to the European flyaways, so hoping for another one tonight. But yeah, back in the commentary box, and tonight I'm joined by a very special guest returning to the league, but as a commentator tonight. I've got Sink Buckley alongside me. So how are you, Buckley?
Yeah, I'm absolutely fantastic. I'm so glad to be here tonight. I'm so glad to be back in the league. I think this is such a special and unique circuit. It's a real driver's track, isn't it, Mark? Circuit.
Yep,
Drivers
it's got a
really do love it.
it's got a lot of history. As we said, this first ever Grand Prix was held here in a World Championship season, and it's been on the calendar every year since, apart from a couple for mixed reasons. But yep, I think is it's one that is very difficult to get hooked up, especially through the Maggots Beckett section. But you've got a mix of slow speed, medium speed, high speed, so yeah, it really offers a challenge for all the drivers. So watching the drivers as they come out on their outlaps now for the first runs. But clear weather so far in this qualifying session, so it's not looking as if they're going to have any challenges on that front. Kevin is on a set of mediums on an outlap at the moment. Every other driver's gone on a set of softs. The strategy is an easy soft to medium one stop. But for those starting outside the top 10, they will most likely go and start on the mediums. But we'll have to see. We've got a few new drivers in for tonight. TMR Off-Ale, who raced in the Tier 1 race for Britain as well yesterday. He is joining us tonight as well, so we'll have to keep an eye on him. He looked very strong in the race yesterday. We've also got Mex Andrix. I've probably butchered that name, but yeah, new driver in for tonight as well. Haven't got a lot of information on his pace, so again, he'll be one we'll look out for in the race. Right on board with BTX as he is heading, the first driver's head through the Maggots Beckett section. We took it up reasonably well, stayed off the curbs quite a bit, and it's a 1.4 in the first sector, which is a decent time. Should put him on for around about a 24.5 as long as his other sectors hook up, but he's gone a little bit deep. That Stowe didn't quite hook the apex up.
Just the apex there. The last start of 2017 through club, across the line. 124.7.
Next behind him on 25.5. Which Bram Nielsen, who gets a bit of a slipstream from danger and has to duck out of the way in the end. And he's got his teammate ahead of him, I think, just about to start his lap. Get on the grass on entry. Yeah, Hatter's trying to get a move on, start his lap. Shark on provisional pole though.
Yeah, 24.4. Lap.
We'll see what Bram Nielsen can do as he comes across the line. It's 24.7, so puts him provisional P3 for now. And Matt comes across the line, 24.7 as well. He goes P4. I think. Oh no, sorry, that is Danger Man just coming to start his lap, I think. But yeah, most drivers have already on their first run. You see Kata trying to pick up slipstream. On the first straight through the first sector, he goes a little bit deep. So Maudi, Davi and Crookens all still in the pit lane with a third of this session already gone.
FNT Kevin 80 as well with a brilliant lap time with 125.1 set of mediums per month of P5. It's a brilliant lap on set of mediums.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he's gone on those set of mediums. Probably to save a set of softs for the race. But yeah, I would assume he will switch on to a set of softs when he boxes after this lap, which he does now. So Kata's going to abandon his lap as well. He didn't think it was good enough. CJ Allen is on a lap. I think he's the only driver on a lap. Oh no, there is Serra and Dangerman on as well. So watch Serra as he comes through Stowe now. And he's just, he's validated on the exit of Stowe, and that was... He didn't really gain much time either. He sort of relaxed the steering on the exit and got invalidated. It was only a 25-0 in the end, but he hasn't got a whole lot of time. He wants to set a bank lap, so watch CJ Allen as he comes through the Vale chicane now. Rounds the final corner.
Dangerman. You saw Dangerman, he goes P9 that lap a few seconds ago.
Yeah, Allen with a 25.5 on the second medium, so not too bad. Maudi and Davi are now out on the track. Maudi will be the next driver to come across the line to start the lap. As Serra backed off, as he's just completed his lap, which was invalidated. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on Maudi now then. Obviously, home Grand Prix for him tonight. He's had a solid season so far, ups and downs. He hasn't had a standout performance yet, but this could be a turning point for him in the British Grand Prix. He was feeling good going into this Grand Prix, so we'll see what he can do. He's got a couple of cars ahead of him to navigate, as they're all coming out on their outlaps. They should be able to jump out of his way pretty quickly, as they don't seem to be doing so at the moment, so that's obviously going to be putting him off a little bit.
Yeah, hopefully the Mercedes can just get out of the way here through Luffy. Yeah, he does. Yeah, the Mercedes.
They did get out of the way, but it was it's not really a place that you want to get out of the way. It's very distracting for the drivers, although they didn't impede him as such. But yeah, I think he won't be too happy with the place that they decided to get out of the way. But comes through Maggers and Beckett's now. Lost the front end a little bit, forced away on the exit. It's a 2 flats for the middle sector, so it's not looking fantastic for the Renault driver. And he's invalidated at Stowe as well. Got sort of the wins. Yeah, goes back into the pit lane. As, Kevin is now on a set of softs, starting his lap, and he's invalidated at turn 1.
Okay.
Oh, that's not a good stop for him. He may back off and go for another lap. The tyres do last long enough. BTX is validated his lap as well. Shark is just coming to start his. Off-ail coming through the first sector now. He's a 10th up on his time, so we'll keep an eye on him. I'm not sure if anyone else is on the lap. I think Tavares has just started a lap as well. And Danboss as well hasn't set a proper time on a soft compound. So it will be it'll be the Renault of Off-Ale who'll come across the line next. As he comes out of Maggers and Beckett's section now. He's 3 tenths up. So with a good final sector, he could put himself on the front row. A little bit of understeer on the entry. Tried to throw it in possibly a little bit too harsh with a little bit too much speed, but just going to huck up the final few corners now as he comes around the final bend. Crosses the line, does 24.6, does put him on the front row. 2 tenths off provisional pole as well. So he's still got one more run possibly to do.
I'm on board with Tavares coming into the final sector.
And he's 4 tenths up on his time. So we need to gain a little bit more through his final sector to put himself in a good position.
He picked that up nicely.
Yeah, it's 24.7. And Attu as well puts himself on the front row. Lap from him, 24.5. The pole position time yesterday was a 23.8 for the Tier 1 race. So any drivers getting near the 23s, I think, will be a decent achievement for them. See, Kevin hasn't set his lap yet, so let's see what he can do. Matt is 10th and a half up and coming into the final sector now. So again, if he can nail that final sector, he'll be in a good position. Matt, one of only 3 British drivers for the Home Grand Prix tonight. So he'll be looking to impress as he puts himself into P3 with a 24.6.
Lap. On the second row.
Not a bad lap from the Mercedes driver.
Teammate Max comes into the pit lane.
Sharks invited his lap, so he's boxed. And then his teammate
Mercedes.
Sarah is on the lap.
Oh, Kata.
Oh dear!
Oh, there's contact.
Oh, Kata's completely ruined Sarah's run there, and there could be a grid drop penalty for the 2 of them as well.
Yeah.
And I think Kata's going to be in trouble for that one.
Yeah. Completely parked on the exit, blocking Sarah's lap. I think that has to be going to just doors after the race. I think Sarah's going to be pretty mad about that.
And rightly so, I think. We didn't see his delta, but he hasn't set a valid lap yet, so it's really going to affect him.
Put him on back foot for the last 4 minutes of quality. We got 1 lap to put it in.
Currently, TSR Dangerman having a very good qualifying performance at the moment. He has struggled quite a lot at the start of this season, but up in P8 at the moment. So I think he'll be happy with the bank lap that he's got. Only nearly 4 tenths off of pole, so with a good final run, could be in for a good result. But Kevin now starting his flying lap on a set of softs. This is probably his final run in this session. Still only down in P11, so he needs to get this lap in. His nearest championship rival is not in for the race tonight, so that will benefit him a lot. And he has got a big buffer to the cars behind in the championship, but there's still a lot of work to do for the Ferrari driver. We're up to the flat out corner of Cox. Very easy for the Ferrari driver. As he now approaches the left, right, left of the Maggots and Beckett's sequence. They look pretty tidy. It's 1.3, he's 5 tenths up.
5 tenths.
Brooklyn puts himself into P11 just ahead of Kevin. He's coming through Stone now. And he holds it in 6th gear. Doesn't feel the need to drop down to 5th. Kept a lot of speed through there. So is this good enough to put him on provisional pole, or at least on the front row? We'll see as he comes through the final corner now. Crosses the line. It is going to be a 24.4, 20.3 even. And it does put him on provisional pole. Just dipped into the 0.3s.
Yeah, it's good luck from Kevin. Just puts him in front of Shark. We'll see what Shark can do in his final run. He hasn't come out of the pits yet. Still in the pit lane, but I'm sure we'll see him out in the next few seconds.
Well, I think
same with Kevin as well.
I think Dambos has made a mistake in the middle sector somewhere. He was on a run. I think lost it on the curb, and that could be his session over and done with.
Yeah, he does. That's likely, as you said, his session over.
And Timur Offail now. He is a 10th and a half up. He's slightly down on what Kevin did it through the middle sector. So this could be challenging, at least for the front row, on his Tier 2 debut. McLaren team not having the best of results this season, but they're looking very strong in their home Grand Prix. As Offail through the final corner does put himself on the front row, just misses out on provisional pole position as well. A good lap from the McLaren driver. And it looks as if Mex is on an in lap. I think he's just backed off. He's got a car flying past him now, which will be CJ Allen on an out lap. So the next driver to cross the line would be agonised. No, sorry, Tavares, the other Haas driver. He hasn't got his DRS open.
I was just saying there, Matt coming up to the first sector split. He's just under 10 down in his time, coming in sector 2. Tavares there, just seeing who's pulling to the pit lane.
Yeah, took an interesting route into pit lane,
Yeah.
but we'll watch Matt, see if he's had a good middle sector. He needs a good result here, but he has got a penalty hanging over his head for this race as well, from the previous race in Austria. And Kevin has retired from the session. Matt's only slightly up in that middle sector, so he's going to have a good final sector if he wants to even get on the second row. At this rate, he will be starting P5 at best. Maudi's retired from the session. He couldn't get a lap in the end. So Matt now, around the final corner, he spun it. That's a massive slide, and that's ruined his lap, and that's over.
Matt. Oh, that's unlucky.
How he has not spun there is a miracle. But that is his session over and done with. And there's a bit of slipstreaming going on between the two AlphaTauri drivers by the looks of it. CJ Allen on a lap, and he's 4 tenths up. So again, this could be a decent lap. He looked a little bit cautious through that final chicane, through the very chicane. But we'll see what he can do as he comes across the line now. It's only a 24.8. It was in P9. And, the time is up on our screen, but the checker flag is not out, so we do have a timing glitch as usual. Kevin is out of the session, but Kata has made it on for another lap. Bram Nilsson as well, just ahead of his teammate, is starting a lap. And the two AlphaTauris giving each other a slipstream again down the straight, so a good teammate between the two of them.
I think we're going to see a bit of a slipstream here between the two Force Indians. They're quite close in traffic. I think we're going to see it down
They're both on flying laps, I think.
Yep, never mind. Just realised that.
I think Matt is slowing down and possibly giving his teammate a slipstream now, unless he's run out of fuel.
Yeah.
He's coming through cops now as these two approach him. So we'll watch BTX as he will be the first cross line, and he's invalid, and he span as well. He's off at the exit. Beckett's. And he's got 2 racing points coming up to him. Let's just stay out of the way. Bram Nilsson will be the next cross the line.
Timur Kata's a 10th up in his time.
And sorry, Surratt as well. We didn't catch that. He's on a lap coming through the final chicane. He needs to get this lap in now. He's down in P15. He's got no valid time set. Haven't seen his sector times, but it's looking pretty decent as he comes across the line, and he is on provisional pole. It's a 24.1 for the Williams driver, and it's a brilliant lap. And Kata goes P2 as well on the final run. Bram Nilsson improved slightly in the end. Couldn't quite get himself up the order enough. As Mex now comes across the line, where can he put himself? P7 on his debut. 7. So a decent lap for him, and Shark has invalidated his lap, so he will not be improving. And Dangerman has backed off of his run. So Surratt, with his own troubles through qualifying, has managed to pull a lap out at the end.
Brilliant lap from Surratt. Almost 2 tenths up from Kata. Brilliant lap from him.
As Dangerman peels off into the pits.
Championship leader down in P3. He's champion rival instead, not here today. So he'll be wanting to capitalise on this race as much as he can.
I'll tell you who will be very disappointed with that result will be Matty Banter as well. Down in P9.
I was just about to say, the Brits not really putting in the performance, you know, Matt, Maldi, and I think it was Krukrin as well. All the homeboys, you know, down in P9, P17, P15. it's a poor result from all the Brits at their home race.
Also, a brilliant qualifying from TSR Dangerman up into P4.
Yeah, brilliant.
I think
Brilliant,
I could be wrong, but I don't think he's qualified inside the top 10 the whole season. So P4 for the British Grand Prix. At McLaren's only Grand Prix as well. He's going to be very happy with that. Yeah, very mixed up grid for this one. So it is SFS Sura who starts on pole position. TMR Kata will start just behind him. F&T Kevin down into P3 in the end. TSR Dangerman, great lap from him up into P4. TMR off Ale on his debut in Tier 2. He will start P5. VCRL Shark will start P6. Mex Andri P7 on his debut. Bram Nilsson down in P8. Matt in P9. He is the first Brit driver as well, so not a good day for the Brits, but plenty of time to make up for that. FRA BTX in P10. Tavares 11th. CJ Allen 12th. Agonis Honey 13th after his podium last time out. And the rest of your drivers at the bottom did not set a lap time. So will the weather play a part? Very possibly. It is dry at the moment, but very
cloudy.
overcast.
Cloudy though.
And rain could be on the horizon, so definitely something to watch out for the race. But if it does stay dry, as we were mentioning in qualifying, it should be easy one-stop, softer mediums. And for those outside the top 10, they will probably go the other way on the medium to soft. But yeah, Buckley, it's very important to keep within the slipstream DRS train around here. It's definitely going to be something that drivers are going to be focusing on, in particular, to just keep that 1 second, below that 1 second gap to the car ahead.
Yeah, as you said, DRS is very powerful around here, down the hangar straight. Yeah, drivers want to be going, or they want to be in that 1 second gap, heading down into Stowe, trying to go down the inside, maybe going around the outside if they're feeling brave. And I think we will see a bit of a DRS train here today. But as the drivers then, they hang on to their formation lap.
And it is looking very dark.
It is really dark. Be a bit of rain. See the future. There is a predicted pit stop strategy.
Yeah, let's look at the tyre compounds. So interesting. Only 4 drivers on a set of mediums. Dan Boss, Agonized Honey, and Tavares all going for a set of softs, and CJ Allen, Crooken, FXVR Davi, and SV Maudi all on a set of mediums. Yeah, if CJ Allen can keep with those lead guys, he could be in a very good position. Obviously, I did that strategy yesterday in the Tier 1 race, and it did. It can work. It is very difficult to overtake with drivers in the slipstream train around here, but it is doable. So if he can get a good start and stay with these lead guys on the softs, then he's got a chance in this race.
Yeah, I think if Alan can make up a few positions on the start, get a really good start, he can do his own race, and you can see the softs at the end will be quick, and hopefully he can get some points to that.
So we've seen a few races this season with a race-long battle between the Williams of Sarah and Kevin. Are we going to have another one of those today, with a few others put into the mix as well? TMR Kata splitting the two of them. So he'll be looking for a good result. Still yet to get a victory is TMR Kata in this season. He's had some very strong races, very strong pace, but just hasn't quite gone his way every race so far. And SV Maudi will be the last to come up to the grid. He's a long way back from the rest of the grid.
Yeah, he is. Front people are going to be sitting on their spot for a while. That's Maudi.
Yep, with the sun as well, hidden by clouds, the track temperature is going to be a lot lower than they want. So Maddie takes his place on the grid. And we've got a glitch start as well on our screen. The lights are out, but the drivers have not got the lights on their screen yet. So we will wait until the drivers have got the lights on their screen. And yep, they've got them on their screen now. And it is lights out and away they go. It is a brilliant start from Sarah. He gets off from pole. Kevin's already round Kata. Kata's had a awful start and he's now down into P3. Danger Man's dropped back a few positions already. We got a few drivers off at turn 2. Matt's lost a couple of places from the start as well, but they all seem to get through turns 1, 2 and 3 in one piece. There's 3 wide coming through turn 4 as the racing point of Bram Nelson's getting absolutely swamped by the rest of the field. Matt's lost a few positions from the start as well as they now fight their way down the first straight, and there's cars all over the road trying to find the slipstream, but they're all through, and it looks like Crooken is battling as well with Dan Boss. Dan Boss has made his way through in the end. Matt and Bram Nilsson as well, battling between the two of them.
Side.
And they're going to be side by side all the way to Cops as well. The long run, Matt's around the outside. Is he going to make it stick around the outside? They're side by side, and he's got off the track. And he's deep span. We've got a spinner as well. And that's Matt. That's Mex on his debut. He's out. And he's retired from the race. And there's still 2 wide coming through Magus and Beckett's. And the Mercedes is out of this Grand Prix early on, and we've got a virtual safety car already.
Oh, that's absolutely so sad for Mex on his debut.
He's lost the curb.
Yeah, curb.
And a little bit wide. We saw Matt run wide and had a massive snap. And his teammate was less fortunate and ended up in the wall. But we'll look at the big winners from that start. BTX up 3 positions, as well as Agonised Honey and Crooken as well. CJ Allen's fallen off the back, so his medium strategy is looking a little bit harder to execute already. And drivers seem to be going flat out, but we still have a virtual safety car deployed. As we've got the predicted pit strategy at the bottom, Softs to Hards is going to be very unlikely in this race, but we are green flagged now as virtual safety car pulls into the pits. And Agonised Honey's looking to make a move, possibly, and Danger Man as well in the slipstream Visceral Shark. Agonised Honey a little bit too far back on Bram Nilsson, no DRS as of yet, as he runs a little bit wide. It's finally calmed down a little bit after that opening lap, but the gaps are still very small. They're all in one big train at the moment. BTX seems to be struggling a little bit to keep up with Danger Man.
Sorry, referee CGL trying to make a move on it to be Maldi into what was that, turn 9 at Corps. Maldi Beckett's. Yeah, Maldi keeps position P14. See the driver now starting to calm down and set. Front 2. Making a position at the front. Those 2 are going to be battling out for the race. Yeah.
Yeah, Sarah is well, pretty much off ails, that's the first lap at the moment, but that is due to the virtual safety car being deployed. Sarah still in control of this race, 8 times clear of Kevin. But Kevin's still in the DRS range, so nothing to worry about from him, I'm sure. Agonised Honey still looking to get past Bram Nilsson here. He's looking the quicker out of the 2 at the moment, but getting past is a whole other story. And I think we've got a spinner off at turn 5.
Allen.
It is CJ Allen. I'm not sure if he was caught up with someone else in that instant, but yeah, his race looks to have gone very pear-shaped. He's managed to avoid damage though, so I'm sure he'll keep going. See what he can do from here.
Yeah, well,
yeah, we've got the whole field in this train, apart from Davy. Davy is slightly behind Maui. And Matty's going for a position on BTX around the outside of Stoke. Can he make it stick? He's going to go the long way around. He's going to try and hold it, but he's on the marbles. It's going to give him a worse grip, and he gets squeezed out by BTX in the end. Is he going to launch at the inside at Club?
Sorry, Margaret, if Dan Boss and we're going to be going side by side. But this whole
Yeah, and
last
Crooken's kept the position.
Crooken's kept it. Wow.
And now Brown Nilsson on the back of Matt as well as he tried to find his way around BTX. Matt just got caught on the marbles on the dirty line and couldn't make his move around on BTX, but he's looking quick in these early stages. And Agonised Honey still pressuring Brown Nilsson. Had a look at the inside. A little bit of oversteer on the exit, but he is going for the move here. He's got his overtake deployed, but yeah, he's going to get a slipstream and he's going to go for the move here. Brown Nilsson goes defensive and Agonised Honey go around the outside. Doesn't have the grip to do it. Brown Nilsson defends well. But Agonised Honey trying to get the switch back a long way round. Doesn't quite get a good enough exit. But he's still pressuring the Racing Point driver. Surat looking like the fastest driver on the track at the moment, and Kevin struggling to keep with him. 9/10 is the gap, heading up to Stowe. As TMR off Thales looking very close on the back of TMR Qatar. Possibly could be challenging him on this next lap at some point. VCRL Shark keeping with them. Dangerman has fallen off the back of VCRL Shark. CJ Allen's had another spin. Yeah, exit of Beckett's. So yeah, it looks like Dangerman is struggling on race pace at the moment. He's got BTX for company as he runs his own train off the back of these guys.
Yeah, there seems to be a bit of a front train here between Salah, Kevin, Kata and Offhill. For them pull out.
Damos has passed Crooken. I think Crooken made a mistake on the exit, and BTX has passed Dangerman as well on that straight. And Matt's going to be looking to make the move very soon as well. Dangerman with a very good qualifying, seems to be dropping off on his race pace at the moment. But he's still in a good position, and it's a long race, but he has gone wide at Cops. That's going to at least be a warning for the McLaren driver. He's right on board with Matt through Meggetts and Beckett's. Seems to keep with him reasonably well. Could be a little bit too far back on this occasion, but Dangerman has used a lot of his ERS already. And he's having to harvest. As we see, Kevin is closing up to the back of Surat now. And they're trying to drop Kata in the process as well.
Matty Banter seems to be the fastest of the two-third bid right now. The McLaren driver doesn't seem to have the race pace at the moment, as BXT says the fastest after the race.
Yeah, he's been released now. He's got to try and drag himself back into that DRS train, which is very difficult to do. You have to have a lot of raw pace to do so, so we'll see if he can do so on this lap. Matt's looking a lot closer to Dangerman on this occasion, and he has got his ERS on. He's turned it off though, so he's settling behind him for now. He's going to be looking to make a move at some point though.
Dangerman was only 17% ERS, really low ERS.
Matt's on 100.
Yeah. Matt wants he could deploy it down power straight and pass to us there.
Yeah, he's doing very well at conservation at the moment. Dangerman picks up a penalty on the exit, as well as Brown Nilsson as well, who's just following behind these guys. TMR off Ale has dropped VCRL Shark, and I think Shark's made a mistake because BTX is now in DRS range, and Shark is out of it. But McLaren's still following Kata for now in the Racing Point. Nothing to make a move, but Matt's going for the move on the inside.
Yep.
Dangerman doesn't defend too hard. He needs to save a bit of ERS now behind Matt, if he can do so.
Yeah, I think that was a move for Matty Banter. He keep more ERS, and I think Dangerman wants to leave by to save his own ERS and sit back behind Matty Banter. As Matt now pushes on to see his next rival, his next car, FRA BXT, or BTX, sorry.
Oh! Agonised Honey nearly whacked the back of Brown Nilsson there. Brown was looking for the switchback, and Agonised went deep on the brakes. And that was very close between the two of them.
Yeah.
Here comes Brown Nilsson.
Yeah.
And Dangerman not defending again. but he is going to try and hold it around the outside. Bram Nilsson gives him a squeeze, and he has to give up the position in the end. Good move from the Racing Point driver. Up into P8.
There was a bit of a touch there between the Engelman and Bram Nilsson, as Agonized Honey now sets his sights on the McLaren driver behind. See Off-Dale and the McLaren, really close to Timo Kappa.
He is,
They
yeah.
can move down the hanger straight. Not the point of the earth, he's just going to wait.
Yeah, I think he's happy to keep behind him in the end.
Yeah.
BTX makes his way past Shark. Easy as you like for the Alpha driver. And Shark seems to be dropping off the pace a little bit. So I'm not sure what's going on between him. But BTX is going to struggle to get on this lead train now, but he's showing very good pace early on. So the guys on the mediums, they're still in this this train that is basically from BTX down to Maldi.
Looks like
Spinner Davy
spun
on the final corner. As it comes across the line now, he's managed to get the car going, so at risk of a safety car.
Oh, he spun again, Davy.
Oh.
On tyres. Turn 1.
It's going from bad to worse for Red Bull driver. He's now behind CJ Allen, who's had his own issues in this race as well. And he's got a 10-second time penalty as well, and he's retired on the spot.
Tired, yeah. They just went from bad to worse with that 10-second time penalty. As Agonized Honey and Surratt and FT
Dan Boss and
were.
Crookham. 4 of them. All in one go. Oh no! That is off! And he's hit the wall. Oh, it's not. It's a disaster for the Racing Point. As now Kevin's also taking the lead. We've missed that as well, Buckley, as Sarah boxes.
Sarah.
So Sarah into the pits. Kevin to the lead in the end. Not sure what happened. There was so much going on at once.
So much, yeah.
But yeah, Sarah into the pits. Should be going on set mediums to the end. And Kata gets 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane as well. He's got a front wing change to do also.
Cameras in the pit lane as well.
So Sarah on set mediums, as we were saying.
Yep.
So he's the first to box. So he's going for the undercut on Kevin. Off fails right on the back of Kevin now as well. We're keeping an eye on him. Agonized Honey's still trying to make his way past TSR Danger Man. But didn't catch what happened to Kata in the end there. I think he must have just lost it on the curb on the exit, or on the grass, or hit the curb too. I'm not sure, but he ended up in the wall, so it was obviously a big accident somewhere.
I just switched on to the camera and I just see him spinning off, and now see the
Here Buckley is close enough to get the move.
Yeah.
He's going to go for it into Stowe as well. Is Kevin going to defend? He's not. He's going to let him go through on the inside. And Offail's got the move into P1. And are either of these going to box? And
Kevin!
McLaren's going to box. Kevin had a great exit there. I think Offail's got a 5-second penalty. Speeding in the pit lane.
Offail. No.
He'd got the lead. And there's a lot of drivers into the pits now. We got BTX, VCR Shark, Bram Nilsson, and obviously Offail as well into the pit lane. As you see the pit strategy now.
Matty Banter then. His whole race up to P2. Of course he hasn't stopped yet, so we'll have to see where he comes out after his pit stops.
But he's also got that 10-second penalty hanging over his head as well, so it's going to be a tall order for him to get a good result in this race.
See Sarah now and Tivo Offail, so close. And Sarah goes into the back of Alan.
Yeah, and Sarah with the undercut just manages to get the move, so if Kevin boxes this lap, he's going to come out with these 3. CJ Allen obviously not boxing yet, and he goes defensive on the Williams driver. But Sarah's just got so much speed, and he's got the move.
Yeah.
Easy move from Sarah on those fresh tyres. And is he now going to hold up TMR Offail? TMR Offail needs to get this move done as soon as possible. if he wants to keep with Serrat, because Serrat's going to drive off now.
This is good for Kevin as well. And CJ Allen holding up. Ortel is going to be good for Kevin whenever he pits.
And look how close he is, as we see Kevin boxes now. Should come out with these guys, but Orfel's lost a lot of time behind Allen already.
Just put AlphaTauri through Maggots and Beckett's.
CJ Allen's got the DRS, but Orfel should be able to make the move still on the inside as the rest of the soft runners now come into the pits. Up the inside, but is he still in that 1 second window he needs to be for Serrat? I think he is. So he's gotten away with it. But we'll watch Serrat as he comes through the final corner now. Where is Kevin going to come out in comparison to these? He's coming down the pit lane now. Yeah. I think he's going to come out behind these guys. Serrat sets a purple lap. And he is. He's on the exit now. He's not even out. Orfel's still jumped him. And there he is, just behind CJ Allen. He's lost a few seconds by staying out those extra laps.
Yeah, I think the undercut there for Orfel and Serrat really benefited him. And Kevin wasn't able to pull out laps in these old softs, as he needs to do some work now. Trying to close that gap back up.
Well, Orfel's also got some work to do to stay in that DRS range of Serrat. I think he's pushing quite hard.
STB Maldi then, in quite P3. Hasn't stopped yet on the mediums. Same with Kruken as well. And Agonized Honey.
Agonized Honey's still on this set of softs, so he's extending that stint as long as he can. But we've got a battle for P8 as well, forming. As these guys look a lot closer as they're going through Maggots and Beckett's. Matt trying to get the move on Bram as they all just come out on for a set of mediums. Turning a little bit too early in the middle corner there. BTX trying to break the slipstream. Shark now in the pit lane.
Shark is absolutely mistake. Excellent. Maggots and Beckett's that put in the back foot down the hanger straight, so he wasn't able to get the move done on F8. And Orfel then with the fastest lap. He's closing up behind Serrat.
And CJ Allen's falling off the back of these guys now with the old mediums.
Yeah, as Kevin is still not past CJ Allen.
Yeah, and that's big for his race as well.
And holding up Kevin as long as he can.
Danboss as well is still quite far down the
order. Kevin goes down the inside of Allen, he gets past him. Yep, going down into Brooklyn's turn 6 and heading to Luffield as he is after Orfel and Serrat.
Yep, he's outside of that DRS range though, so it's going to be a bit more of a challenge for him.
Oh, Agonized Honey absolutely losing it out of Luffield. Got the power too early, almost ended his race into the wall.
And we got a battle for the provisional lead, Buckley. Orfel now, close enough to get the move on Serrat. He's looking very quick already. And he's deep in the slipstream. Serrat doesn't go defensive, so McLaren's going to go up the inside, and he takes the provisional lead. And Serrat's round the outside, and he holds it on the dirty line. What a move from the weird. Orfel puts his nose in on the inside. Serrat has to leave a little bit of space. But Serrat round the outside. It looks as if Orfel had the move done. And Serrat held it all the way around the outside. And that is going to help Kevin. These two battling.
That's Orfel now. He's pushing him through turn 3 and 4 and 5. See if he can
He is going for the move again here, Buckley. He's deep in the slipstream. Serrat doesn't go defensive again. Can he get the move this time around the outside, down the inside? Serrat's going to try and hold it around the outside again to make a bit of contact. And he has got the move, the McLaren driver. He's got the long way around, but they're side by side on the exit of Luffield. And they're still going to be... Oh, there's contact!
Side by side.
And that is so close to a big accident for the two of them, but they're still side by side. Serrat on the inside of Cops. Side by side.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Side by side.
Orfel around the outside. Is it going to be all the way around the outside? So Serrat has to give up the position in the end.
Wow.
But he's going to have a really good exit here, Buckley. He's had a good run. And here they come again for the battle. Orfel's used a lot of DRS. He's running out, and here comes Serrat. He gives him a squeeze when he's up the inside. And he's got the move done back on the McLaren. This is great racing from the two of them.
What amazing battle between the two of them. Sarah then comes victorious over this battle. He leads.
Raphael used a lot of ERS to try and get ahead of him
down
as well.
50%. So is Sarah as well.
And here comes Kevin as well. 1.2 behind, he's closing the gap.
Kevin
getting
with more
DRS
as
range.
well. He's got DRS to spend if he wants to try and close up to these two. Make it a three-way
Oh, and
battle.
Katz is out.
Or Kata.
In the pit lane.
Hard pit lane, yeah.
He's on for a promising result as well. And Surratt's driving off Buckley. Raphael does have DRS this lap, but he's going to struggle to keep it. He's not got the ERS to spend.
Sorry, Mark Greenfield, PCR and Shark there going down the inside. Everyone beats team. I can't say his name. BTX just to move back on him, and he keeps in position.
So two big battles going on at the moment, but yeah, Surratt's dropped off Ale, and Kevin's now in DRS.
He's absolutely gunned it. He's gone.
But VCR Shark looking to get past BTX now.
It's a deer upgrade.
He might be close enough on this occasion. He is deploying his ERS, so no, he's turned it off last minute, so he doesn't want to go for the move at the moment. But behind them, Matt is also trying to pressure Bram Nilsson in this train. Again, Sonny's come out quite far behind these guys, going extra 2 laps longer than these guys as well.
Yeah, I think Matt's getting held up by these 3 in front, I think. You can see Matt's kind of a bit quicker than these 3 in front of him. He's getting held up. As you can see, Sarah's absolutely gunned it. He's blitzed in front. He's 1.1 in front now. He's outside the DRS, and Kevin then, see what he can do with more ERS. Maybe he can get a shot at getting off field down Paris straight this lap.
Well, Bram Nelson's going for the move on VCR Shark here. He's got the slipstream, and he's going to have to back out last minute. VCR Shark defended well, and keeps the driver behind.
Defensive move from Shark.
But now Raphael's really under pressure from Kevin. Kevin's really turning up the heat now. He needs to keep with Surratt if he wants to win this race.
See what Kevin can do. I feel like only 20% DRS. I think Kevin's going to get him down. Hammer straight here. He comes.
He's on overtake, and Raphael is having to harvest his energy. He goes to the middle of the road, but Kevin up the inside, and your championship leader takes the position from the McLaren driver as the 2 mediums. He's going to try and go on the outside of the chicane. Can't go around the long way there though, and Kevin's got the move, and Raphael's just going to try and keep with Kevin now. See what he can do. As Honey's made his way past his teammate Tavares, he gives him a swerve as well, just for good luck. And these two are going to make a bit of contact around the final corner.
Ooh.
2 teammates battling it out, and Agonized Honey going those extra laps has really not helped him in the grand scheme of things. But Surratt retakes the lead of this race with Hardy and Crook boxing for a set of softs. Tavares thought about a move up the inside there. He's put Agonized Honey off as well. He could be going for a move down the straight here. He is going to go for it. Overtake ERS.
Here we go.
And Agonized Honey swerves to the inside. Last minute. Tavares round the outside. They're going to make a bit of contact, the two of them. But they keep it clean. And Tavares round the outside. And Agonized Honey's going to go all the way around the outside on the exit of Lufford now. Can he get a good run into Cops? He's going to put the overtake button on. And bit of movement.
Oh, he blocked it.
From Tavares, these two are not going to be happy battling it out, and it's going to put Danboss and Dangerman into this battle as well, but Tavares has got the move done.
I don't think the team boss Gunther Steiner will be happy with this battle.
Well, he's used to his drivers touching whilst racing, so I'm sure he'll be used to it. Is Honey going to come back now? He's in the slipstream on his teammate. Tavares goes defensive, but up the inside, and he can't get the move. Tavares gives him room. These two battling it out. He's going to go for a move. Oh, the Bale chicane. Can he get it done? Up the inside. He can, but he's gone deep. Will Tavares get the switch back now? He will through the final corner. And they're going to be side by side. And here comes Danboss as well. And Agonized Honey's got the move done on Tavares. And here comes Danboss. He's on the turn 1. Oh, they've made contact. And he's round!
Down, boss.
Oh, he was optimistic with his move. And,
Yeah.
Tavares was not giving him the space. And he's been
I don't
spun, he
think-
hasn't lost too much time.
One is a bit of a dodge overtaking. It's kind of a weird one, like you understeer into your opponent, and I don't know. Maybe should have waited.
And Damas is out. He's
Yeah.
retired.
That's unfortunate for F&T. Dan Box for Turry. No, not that for Turry, that's for Mail Driver. That's sharp then. He can
Back of BTX.
BFC. Not close enough, he's got.
He's not got a lot of ERS left either.
Yeah.
He's dragging the two behind him along as well in this battle.
Let's see what the two
Tavares-
half boys can do again.
Yeah,
Here we go.
he's not on the overtake though, he seems to be sitting behind him for now.
Yeah.
So, Aganatani on the top of, comes out on top
Wide.
of the battle of these two for now. And I'm sure he will be coming back at his teammate later on in the session. They're a little bit too far behind the guys in front to worry about catching them. So it is just a battle for these final points positions now. Maudi and Crooken quite close behind on a set of softs.
Yeah.
So-
There's all this battling from the Haas boys. It's letting Danger Man, Melody, and Crew can catch up to them as Agonized Honey kind of makes a mistake.
Yeah, Tavares is close enough to go for a move if he wants to, but
Yeah.
keep him behind him for now. Interesting
there's any-
trying to battle at the moment.
They need to be modern, so these boys just going ham and tongue with each other.
So now can Shark get close enough to BTX on this occasion? Still quite low on his ERS. He has got enough for an overtake if he goes for it. It will leave him vulnerable for the next lap, so I think he's going to follow him for now. As Bram Nilsson makes a bit of a mistake, and that is giving Matt the incentive now in the slipstream. Bram Nilsson goes defensive, doesn't want to lose the move to the Mercedes. Mercedes switched to the left last minute. Can he get the switch back now on the racing point? He can. Good. Oh, he's touched the grass. And he would have had the move on the racing point, but he touched the grass, and it's going to cost him. He's going to have to stay behind him for another lap at least. Bram Nilsson is now out at DRS of Shark. Oh, well, it's dipping just below. So he's going to have to push to make sure he keeps within that range.
The Haas boys again.
Yeah, they're still...
Tavares and Honey.
And Crooken sets the fastest lap of the race. He's catching up to Maudi, so Maudi's going to need to get a move on. Made contact with Crooken in the last race, which did affect him quite hugely as well. But these two have had a coming together before.
Tavares then with more ERS out of the two Haas's. We'll see he can maybe think about making a move down the hanger straight again and trying to get the best of your teammate. And you can see Matt closing up, and Shark also.
Well,
Shark.
Buckley, I will mention as well, look at the gap from Serrat to Kevin. It's come down hugely.
Yeah.
Kevin showing the pace that he's got. Can he get on the back of Serrat by the end of the race?
Ferrari driver.
One thing we know that Kevin is very good at is keeping his nose clean of penalties. As Mats had a bit of contact with Bram Nilsson. I think they went side by side through Stowe, and he was sideways on the exit. I think, yeah, they've made contact, the two of them.
Any damage? I think.
No, he got away with it. But he was sideways on the exit of Stowe, so there was obviously a bit of contact between the two of them somewhere. And Bram Nilsson's lost some time as well in that incident. Maudi not quite showing the pace that he would have wanted to catch up to Danger Man to get some points. He is slowly gaining on him. Crooken is really catching up to the back of him. Kevin's lost a bit of time to Serrat, so Serrat's obviously responded, possibly applying a bit more of his ERS.
Zero Sharp right behind F-Ray.
Yeah, he's closer on this occasion, but he's got no ERS.
Yeah. If you can make a move down the hanger straight, both have really great rest between the two of them.
He may have enough to go for a move here if he wants to, but he's not going to because he's only 14%. But BTX is really low as well, so these two pushing each other to the limit. Off-Ail still just following Kevin for now, very closely. Attempts going into the Vale chicane.
Yeah, the gap after going back up to 1.8 now as Sarat tries to stabilise that gap out in front.
Yeah, they're trading lap times at the moment.
Yeah.
The question is, can Matt get on the back of Bram Nilsson again and try and make his way past? Bram's not got DRS, so it is a battle of pure pace and tyre preservation as well. Who's kept their tyres in the best condition?
Oh, he's made a mistake. Bram Nilsson, he's gone right. Oh, he's gifted the position.
Yeah, Matt's through.
Oh, he just went wide, touched the grass, and he just turned in, and the owner steered off. And that just led to Matt just passing through out of turn 5, and yeah, it's a gift there from Matty Banter up to P6.
Trucking on the back of Maudi now. He's going to need to get past the Renault driver if he wants to get some points in this race. By the looks of it, they're only going to catch Danger Man by the end of the race unless someone's made a mistake. And mate, talking about mistakes, BTX is off.
BXT, yeah.
A massive slide through Maggots and Beckett's.
I just caught that.
A penalty as well. Just drops on the wounds, and here comes Matt as well. Matt's going to fly past him.
Matt.
Can Bram Nilsson do the same? He is going to go for the move as well. BTX loses 3 positions from that mistake. And the racing point is up into P6 now.
Oh, BTXT, can he come back at Bram Nilsson?
He is running outside. One lays. He's lost the late breakers, and he gets the move done on the racing point driver. Brilliant move. Bram Nilsson's going to come back on him now, and they're going to go side by side from turn 1. Last time we saw this, there was contact between the two drivers, and there's going to be more contact, and he's round. Oh, it's the exact same incident, and he's off into the gravel. It's not a corner you can go side by side through. Agonised Honey and Tavares now fly past him, and he's going to be caught in this scrap for the final points positions. And he's lost it as well with gravel on his tyres. You see it time and time again. That turn 1 is impossible to go side by side with someone.
As Matt, after being gifted 2 positions after 2 mistakes from 2 drivers, he's up to P5.
The only issue for him is the time that he lost with the instant Bram Nilsson is going to cost him with that 10-second time penalty. Because he's only about 8 seconds ahead of Agonised Honey at the moment, so he needs to extend that gap unless the drivers have penalties, which could be the case.
You are off right behind Kevin.
He's been following him really closely, but he has used a lot of ERS. Though Kevin's only on 50%, which is quite unusual. We usually see Kevin with closer to 80% at this stage of the race. But obviously pushing to try and get in DRS off Surat. Talking about trying to close the gap, Tavares is right on the back of his team again. You're seeing a battle between those two on this next lap.
Seen Tavares there, he was backing off on the behind straight, so he doesn't really want to overtake a T8, and if he's great the last few laps to save the rest, as he's on low rest, so maybe if I was Tavares I'd overtake his teammate now.
Well, there's a possibility that he knows about a penalty, obviously on Matt in particular ahead. He wants to just try and avoid battling because Agonised Honey's only going to come straight back at him. Once he goes for the overtake. Bram Nilsson in this battle as well now, so something else for them to think about. Surat's just been keeping the gap where he needs it. He's had the pace in this race. Stuck it on pole position, and he's made no mistakes.
Yeah, he's doing what he needs to do to win the British Grand Prix as Off-Ail. He's trying to close the gap to Kevin.
And Bram Nilsson was quite close to Tavares in the exit there. He had a bit of a slide though, so I think he's a little bit too far back now. BTX picks up the
penalty. That'd be good for the Haas boys. If they can close the gap to BTX.
Yeah, if they've kept their noses clean. I know Agonised Honey at least picked up 1 penalty. and I think Tavares did as well. But we'll wait for the checker flag to see where they all finish.
Marker, I think Sarah has made a mistake.
Oh, he has. He has, and Kevin's in DRS.
DRS.
And this really spices up the last few laps now, as there's a four-way battle. This is what we've been waiting for. Sarah, as we were saying, he's run a perfect race. He's made a mistake somewhere, and that's really going to give Kevin the confidence he needs.
Yeah.
To go out and chase this victory now. But can Ofail get himself involved in this as well? We've seen these top two battle time and time again, the two Brazilians. And yeah, we'll see who can come out on top this time.
Kevin's in a prime position right now. P2 gets the DRS team like it didn't do down the hand.
Not in overtake mode.
Somewhere close, yeah. I think he's trying to wait until next lap. He needs to get a good exit out from Maggots and Beckett, sorry. And
may try and go for a move on the final lap, so that Serrat can't go back for the move, but it is risky because we've seen Serrat hold it around the outside of Stowe once, so I'm sure on the final lap he will be doing the exact same thing. And Tavares and Honey are really close to each other now. Tavares looking to get a move on his teammate. Board of sitting behind him.
Two Haspboys always close together.
They are.
All race. Oh, Honey makes a squirrel out of the final corner, but...
Yeah, and Bram Nielsen hasn't looked to challenge them as of yet. Kevin really close to Serrat now with that DRS. It's really helped him get an advantage over his rival.
Yeah.
We'll see if he goes for the move on this lap on the home straight, or will he sit back? Little squirt of DRS, little squirt of ERS overtake mode. A little bit more as well as it comes towards Pops. I think he's trying to get close here, Buckley.
Yeah.
He's used quite a lot to try and get close to him now, and Maggots and Beckett, it's 6 tenths that separate the top 3, Buckley.
Oh,
through Maggots and Beckett, this could be a monumental battle. And he's close enough to go for the move, and he's off! Sarah's off, and he's lost the position. He's going to lose it to Orfail as well. Orfail's now in the DRS and slipstream. He's traded his DRS, and he's going to go to the inside, McLaren driver. And he's up the inside, he's going to move it into P2. Kevin takes the provisional lead of this race. And Serrat's got no response. He's made a mistake on the penultimate lap, and that's going to cost him hugely. And now can Orfail save enough ERS to try and get himself close enough to get the move on Kevin?
Two Haspboys, Agnes when he hits the grass, they almost lose it. Can he go back down the inside of his team? He's
going to launch one up the inside, and they've made contact, and Bram Nielsen's going to get involved in this as well now. Look at the battle between the leaders as well as these three, and they're so close. And is it going to be another instant at turn 1? They think better of it on this page. The top 3 spread out far enough. They're not going to go for a move on this occasion. Agonized Honey's going to throw one up the inside of his teammate. Tavares gives in the room. Agonized Honey backs out in the end. Can't quite get the move done. And Orfail's made a mistake. Orfail's made a mistake, and they make contact. And that's going to give Kevin the win. Surely Kevin's off into the distance. And I don't think they're going to catch him now. But who's going to take P2 in this race?
It's 3 wide! Oh my god! The 2 asses! He's 3 wide,
he's lost 2 positions. And here he comes on his teammate!
Oh my god,
it's so bad! Bram Nielsen's got the move between the 2 of them. But can Orfail get the move done on Serra? He's too far back. He's too far back, quickly.
Yeah.
And he's not going to make the move unless he throws right at the inside of the final corner. He's a little bit too far back on this occasion. And Agonized Honey's picked up a penalty. But coming through the final 2 corners now, it is FNT Kevin who somehow comes on top yet again. He takes the victory here, and Orfail will finish P2. Can Shark get himself on the podium? He can't in the end. And the battle between the 2 Haspboys is going to come down to the wire on the final lap. Can Tavares throw it around the outside? He's a little bit too far behind. Can he get the switchback move? He can't, and Agonized Honey is going to take the battle between these 2, but who's going to come top of penalties? It's Tavares. And Mauri Crooken still battling, and Mauri picks up a point.
How did he get the points?
After all of that, and CJ Allen picks up the fastest lap at the end. Wow, what a race.
What a cracking race that was.
And I didn't actually catch the entire finishing grid there, so we'll have to run through again. once the timing
Oh my
screen comes
God.
up. Obviously, Matt had his penalty as well, so that will be something to
Mega.
consider. But somehow it is FNT Kevin who takes his, I think, 8th victory of this season.
Ready. Oh my God.
And he is just walking away with this now. His two
Incredible
closest
battles.
rivals, one of them not competing, and I think one of them might not have even scored any points. But a brilliant battle between these three. Surat with 2 mistakes though. I think penalties would have put him behind in the end. It didn't make a whole lot of difference to him. But it is FNT Kevin who takes the victory yet again. Tiamat off Ale on his Tier 2 debut will finish P2. Is FSS Surat taking the final podium place. Matt was P4. He will drop down to P5, so he doesn't actually lose out too much in the end. The 10-second penalty will only drop him behind VCR Shark, so it is VCR Shark who takes P4. Matt will take P5. FRA BTX will finish P6. He dropped off in the end, but still a decent result from the Dutch driver. Tavares coming out on top with a huge battle with his teammate in P7. Bram Nielsen losing out on the penalties in the end in P8. Dangerman picks up a couple of points. Good result from him. Marty picks up 1 point as well. Agonized Honey, CJ Allen, Crooken all finished P11, P12, P13. And the rest of your drivers were non-finishers. Wow, what a race.
That was absolutely incredible.
That was 2 absolute crackers,
Unbelievable.
especially in Tier 2. And some absolute fantastic driving up and down the field. We didn't mention a driver of the day, Buckley, but I think that's a difficult one to call. I think VCR Shark had a very good race.
Yeah, there were so many individual performances in that race. It was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I think my driver there probably would go to... I think I'll go VCR Shark. He brought his way up the field. It wasn't the best qualifying from him, but yeah, good result in the end, finishing P4.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with you. I think, he's had really consistent race there, and not the best qualifying, you said. And yeah, well deserved.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get someone in for an interview. We'll try and get Matt in for an interview. The top 3 don't speak English very well, so we can't interview any of the podium sitters tonight. But we got Matt in the party, so we'll give Matt a quick interview. So Matt, if you'd like to include your audio, we'll give you a couple of questions.
I don't think he's in the party yet.
Yep. Right. So home race, Matt. It was P5 in the end with the penalty, obviously, from Austria. Were you happy with that result in the end? Or did you feel that possibly you could have at least stayed with the top 3 and then seen where your penalty would have led you in the end?
Top 3 was out the window. I mean, on track with the penalties, possibly it was only 1 point something seconds back then. But I think I was just stuck behind BTX, Bram Nielsen, and Shark for most of the race. It's impossible to overtake when everyone's DRS and slipstreaming. But P5 after the 10-second time penalty, even finished P4 on track, that exceeded more than my expectations.
We saw you obviously stuck in that train for a long time, and you did make a bit of contact with Bram Nielsen, I believe, in the end.
Yeah.
I didn't quite catch the incident. So what happened between the two of you?
It was the first lap I finally got. Bram Nielsen was out of DRS, and I went inside of him into the stow. He protected the inside, but then he went back to the outside to open up the corner. I got inside of him, and it was wheel-to-wheel contact. I'm not sure if I was a little bit too much, how much room he gave me. But it was just wheel-to-wheel contact. I lost the back end, so I managed to catch it. I lost 2 seconds, I think, in the end.
And obviously, next race will be Hungary, the Hungarian, but we will have a week off. Is that going to be beneficial for you for that week off? And how are you feeling towards Hungary?
I mean, I don't think the week break will make much of a difference. I mean, even after that race, my morale's just been boosted a little bit. After that, I went better than expected, despite where I was. But I think, and Hungary, I wouldn't say it's decent. It wasn't. I don't think it's that good of a track for me. But it's silly. But the week break would be nice. Just give it a bit of a break mentally. But I'm not expecting much from Hungary.
Well done on your result, and thank you for the interview as well, and wish you the best of luck for the next race as well.
Okay,
So that is it from us tonight. Thank you very much to Sink Buckley for joining me in the commentary box. It was great to have you back. I'm sure you enjoyed the race as much as I did.
Yeah, it was absolutely great. You know, there was so many battles there between the whole grid, and it was absolute banger race. And yeah, it was
Well, thank you. Thank you for everybody who watched the stream as well. Everybody that's watching back after the stream also. Well done to all the drivers tonight that scored some points and finished the race. Yeah. So we head to the Hungaroring next, as I mentioned, but not next week. We have a break week, and we will join you in 2 weeks' time on Monday evening, normal time, with STB Maudi and Rigsy X for the Tier 1 race, and the Tier 2 race will follow the day after as well. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in 2 weeks' time.